starts right now.
It's about time to vote. It's officially Election Day 2022 for the midterms. We have some last-minute info you need before you head to the polls later this morning.
The line's getting longer and more people are going in.
That's a lot of zeros on there.
You can't win if you don't play.
And we still don't know if anyone won the $1.9 billion Powerball jackpot this morning. We're going to get to the reason behind the delay.
And we have some clouds out there right now, but there is a lunar eclipse happening as we speak. This is a live look from somewhere, but it's been beautiful. Again, it just depends on when you step outside. You may actually catch the show.
And taking a look outside with a live cam, humid again this morning, but we're at 68 degrees, a little improvement from yesterday morning.
And a good morning to you. It is Tuesday. It is November 8th.
Thanks for joining us. A lot of people will be headed to the polls all day today.
Yes, they will. And if you go outside right now, again, you may catch part of the eclipse in progress. Mike Osterhage is giddy about this morning. Mike, I thought it was like a three-quarter moon or something, but that's the eclipse in progress.
Yeah, because today's the full moon. You can only have a lunar eclipse on the full moon. I stepped outside about half an hour ago or something like that, and there were a few clouds. I got a couple of shots on my phone, but then you look at this picture, and it's getting a little bit kind of murky out there. We do have some low clouds. There's a lot of clouds being reported around the area. So again, it's going to be a matter of can you catch it, because it's going into its full stage, and it's going to be staying full for a little more than an hour, or I should say the total lunar eclipse a little more than an hour, but cloud cover may get in our way this morning. We do obviously have some fog out there. New Braunfels, 1.5 mile visibility. Randolph was down to about a mile or less than that just an hour ago, and now it has slightly improved. A hint of fog at Port SA, Stinson, just a hint of fog as well, and a couple of patches here and there. Beeville has some fog, so you got to watch out for that. Again, it's a situation this morning where it is going to be thicker in one spot, not too bad, and then kind of going back and forth here and there. And that'll be the case all morning long. 67 degrees in town, 66 in Valverde. So yes, a little bit more tolerable than yesterday when we only stayed in the low to mid 70s, just about 15 degrees above normal as opposed to 20 degrees above normal. And we still have plenty of humidity out there, although these numbers did drop ever so slightly, because yesterday we had those dew points well up into the mid 70s, kind of like late summer sort of humidity yesterday. Mold, pigweed are both on the low side. This morning, you're going to have to watch out for not only patchy fog, but some mist here and there is going to be possible. There's nothing showing up on radar right now, and we're going to stay upper 60s, mid to upper 60s around the area, and then 83 for a high temperature today. Once again, will be 10 degrees, approximately above normal. A shower or two is possible. Going to see the same thing tomorrow. Going to see the same thing Thursday. Just wait to see the forecast on Friday, and for the weekend, we go from almost one extreme to the other this week. Details in just a couple of minutes. Steph, Mark.
Thank you, Mike. New this morning, San Antonio police say a woman lost some of her toes last night after they were run over by a train. It happened around 10:30 last night near the intersection of North San Marcos and Culebra, just northwest of downtown. Police say a homeless woman was drunk and sitting next to the train track when an Amtrak train came by and hit her. Officers say the train mangled her foot and that some of her toes were missing. She was taken to a hospital. Well, after all the talk for the last few months and weeks, Election Day is finally here. The polls will be opening in just a matter of hours.
Sarah Costa joins us live in the studio with what you need to know before you head to the polls.
Here we go, Sarah.
Hey, good morning. Did either of you guys early vote?
Yes.
Okay, so when I early voted, I noticed the ballot. It's very long.
It's pretty meaty this year.
Yeah, so be prepared for that. That's because we have a lot to decide on at the federal, state, and especially local level. And if you haven't early voted, polls open at 7 a.m. and they close at 7 p.m. Bexar County voters will have 302 election sites to choose from during the general, special, charter, and bond elections. Polling locations, which include schools, libraries, churches, city halls, and community centers. Via Metropolitan Transit is giving eligible voters a chance to get a free ride to the polling places on Election Day. According to a news release, all the passenger needs to do is show their voter registration card to the driver to get a free ride to any polling place. The complimentary fare is part of the Ride Via to Vote initiative to get residents to the polls. So this service is available for bus, Via Link, and Via paratransit service throughout the Via service area. Officials said registered Via Trans customers should schedule their trip by phone or online. Also, check out our election night live stream and insider watch party that starts at 7 o'clock tonight. We'll have all those election results for you tonight at the Night Beat at 10 and, of course, on KSAT.com. Mark?
Sarah, thank you. If you scan this QR code on your screen, it'll take you to our election coverage page. There you'll find everything else you need to know before you head to the polls today. KSAT will have complete coverage throughout the evening as the polls close, as well as complete results from the midterm elections tomorrow morning right here on GMSA.
Investigators are releasing a suspect sketch in a sex assault investigation that started on Halloween. Bexar County deputies say he walked through an open garage door and into a home in the Lucky Ranch subdivision. This was on Davalos Lane. Investigators say the suspect then got away after the sexual assault. He is described as being 5'9" with a thin build and a possible scar over his eyebrow. If you recognize this person, you're asked to call Bexar County deputies at number 210-335-6000.
A place of peace, a local church disturbed by a deadly shooting, but it's not the first time violence violated what a church has stood for. 24-year-old Lyndon Seymour was shot and killed as he headed into church at Storehouse Ministries on W.W. White Road on Sunday. A similar shooting happened around the corner a year ago at a church pastored by Rosa Wilson of Greater Faith Institutional Church. She says the event traumatized children and parishioners. Her mission is to help lead the community out of gang violence and domestic abuse.
We have 5 fingers, open, single, individual. But if you place these fingers together, you close them, we have a fist. And we're stronger. We need you. It's time to get involved. Come from behind that pulpit, that podium, and come outside and assist your sister and brother and be about our Father's business.
After last year's shooting at her church, Wilson started STOP, a monthly rally against community violence. Her next meeting is November 17th at Greater Faith Institutional Church over on MLK. It is the biggest Powerball jackpot in history, and we don't know who won.
ABC's Andrew Denver talks about the reason for the big delay overnight with nearly $2 billion up for grabs.
People waited in line for up to 3 hours to get tickets to the record-breaking Powerball.
The line's getting longer and more people are going in.
That's a lot of zeros on there.
You can't win if you don't play.
Now they're waiting even longer to find out if they are America's next billionaire. Last night's drawing, along with its $1.9 billion jackpot, was delayed due to a technical issue. Powerball says a participating lottery needed more time to process sales. Adding in a statement, the multiple state lottery has strict security requirements that must be met by all 48 lotteries before a drawing can occur. When the required security protocols are complete, the drawing will be performed under the supervision of lottery security officials and independent auditors. It's not the first delay for this jumbo jackpot.
The Powerball lotteries take pride in the strict standards of this game. And
just last month, the Powerball lottery delayed a drawing when the jackpot was just $508 million. In that case, the numbers were finally drawn about 1 hour after a technical problem. Officials did not elaborate on what that problem was. Andrew Dimber, ABC News, New York.
Control of the U.S. House is on the line today. So is the role of House Speaker. 2 people likely vying for the position. Representative Kevin McCarthy of California, minority leader now. He says he'll run for Speaker if Republicans take control of the House. Incumbent Speaker Nancy Pelosi isn't saying whether she'd retire if that happened, but she says a factor in her decision would be the attack on her husband October 28th. Paul Pelosi is still recovering from surgery to repair a skull fracture.
The Supreme Court's newest justice has authored her first written opinion. Ketanji Brown Jackson dissented a decision the court made not to hear an appeal brought by Davel Chin. He was sentenced to death after a jury convicted him of killing a man as part of an armed robbery. Sonia Sotomayor was the only justice to join Jackson in her opinion that a suppressed record may have changed the trial's outcome.
4:39 on Election Day, 68 degrees.
San Antonio Spurs facing the Denver Nuggets last night at home. We're going to have the highlights.
Checking on traffic. I haven't looked at TxDOT yet because we just got the newscast rolling, but right now things appear to be flowing smoothly at I-35 and Loop 410, but expect some busier traffic and possible parking problems at polling sites all over the city from 7 to 7 today.
And it is November 8th, but taking a look out there with live cam, doesn't feel like November. Not yet. Big changes to come later in the week. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Okay, our San Antonio Spurs returned home to the AT&T Center last night looking for a little revenge against the Nuggets after Saturday night's blowout loss in Denver. First quarter, Devin Vassell with a steal finds Keldon Johnson alone for the baseline slam. Barely high enough for a dunk, but it counts, and San Antonio leads 13-6. KJ had 30 on the night. Josh Richardson added 22 for the Spurs. Trey Jones also had a career-high 20 points, season-high 9 assists. However, San Antonio also had a season high of 24 turnovers. Nuggets scored 35 points off those turnovers. In the end, the Nuggets defeated the Spurs 115-109 for their third straight victory and San Antonio's fourth straight loss following that 5-2 start. San Antonio did manage to force 20 turnovers against Denver. That was averaging 15 per game. Next up, Spurs host Memphis tomorrow night in the second game of a 3-game homestand. The big game at our big game playoff coverage this Friday night will feature number 6 Reagan Rattlers hosting the number 10 New Braunfels Unicorns to kick off by-district play. And you get to see this game live on KSAT 12 Friday night. That's fantastic. Rattlers coming to this first round playoff matchup after winning District 28-6A title with a victory over Brandeis. Meanwhile, Unicorns arrive in the playoffs after going 7-3 overall. Now the two meet to decide who moves on to the next round of the postseason.
They run the ball. They like to play hard-nosed football, and they're going to try and out-physical you. And I mean, they've, for the most part, done that this year and proved that it works. Got a lot of momentum behind us. Keep the train on tracks. I mean, just got to focus and play like we did last week.
Definitely a more mature football team on both ends of the ball, watching film after our first scrimmage early on, first week actually, and I think we're both going to come out, have a good fight. Starts in the trenches with us, and will be a good game.
Kickoff is slated for 7 p.m. at Comalander Stadium with our pregame show slated for 6:30 p.m. Again, live on KSAT 12. It'll be awesome to have live football coverage right here on KSAT for a Friday night.
Yeah, definitely. Time now 4:44 and 68 degrees for now. Are you tired of being tired? Well, coming up next, the secrets to waking up refreshed after a good night's sleep. And welcome back. It's 4:47. Sleep experts say you should never wake up tired. So how do you wake up feeling well rested and refreshed? ABC's Becky Worley has the details in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the science of you, the secrets to waking up refreshed. Fitness trainer Andrea Cabrera says while she knows what makes for a good workout, she's not exactly sure how to wake up ready to go.
I would not call myself a morning person at all. I want to go back to sleep when I wake up.
Andrea documenting her wake-up struggles in sleep video diaries.
My brain is just not ready to get up yet. I just feel sleepy. I feel like I need to go back to sleep a bit.
The good news, according to Dr. Rafael Pelayo of Stanford Sleep Medicine Center, is that this is fixable.
You should never wake up tired. You don't leave your favorite restaurant feeling hungry. Why should you ever wake up feeling tired?
For Andrea, waking up better means changing her habits to try to get a full night's sleep. And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have expert tips and tricks to get you out of bed for a good morning. With your GMA First Look, I'm Becky Worley, ABC News.
And a quick look at the roads with TransGuide. Looking over there at I-35 at Loop 410. Things are moving this morning. Doesn't look too bad so far. I'm going to check here with Mark. Did you see any problems?
No incidents to report right now. Okay. Last one was about 11 o'clock last night. But Mike Ostrates joins us now. Good morning.
Good morning.
We've been talking a lot off camera about the eclipse, which is a little tricky to see here at home.
Well, I just went out after my last. This is a shot from
somewhere in Asia.
Yeah, I want to say Hong Kong. You can barely see it right there. Kind of that orangey, reddish glow to it. I stuck my head out here just about 10 minutes ago, and yeah, I could see a little bit of it, and then it disappeared behind the clouds. So that's what we're going to be battling here in town is the clouds.
About the time we started paying attention this morning, the clouds came in.
Yeah. And it's going to be a long eclipse as well. So obviously the partial, I've got a graphic to show some of this. Here in town, the maximum eclipse, so it's starting to take place as of right now.
Okay.
And of course, that's the Earth's shadow passing in front of the between the sun and the moon. It can only happen when there is a full moon, obviously, which is today. So the partial eclipse already began, and the maximum eclipse is going to be in about another, say, a couple of minutes here, right before 5 o'clock. So it is moving into the maximum full eclipse phase, and that's going to last for about an hour or more, and then. Yes.
So is that why maybe on the live shot from Asia we really couldn't see anything because it is in its totality?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then also that orangey little glow as the sun's rays try and kind of go around the Earth a little bit, and then it's going to end right about just about the end of our news time here, just before 7 o'clock. So again, the problem we're dealing with is the fact that we do have some clouds out there. Unfortunately. All right, well, now we're going to show a cute little picture, but there's our Wi-Fi. All right, we've got here's the thing we're dealing with here is the fact that we do have some of these low clouds as well as some fog out there. Watch it as far as mist. There's nothing showing up on radar as of right now, but with this thick fog like in New Braunfels, which has been going back and forth, just it was a mile visibility a couple of minutes ago, and it's, like I said, visibility is kind of going back and forth. That's where you might see some of that mist on the road with those low clouds as well as fog. That's some of the thickest showing up as of right now. Victoria has definitely improved, so we'll be dealing with some of this morning and maybe some mist out there as well. That's why I've got that little 10% in there with a couple little light showers or mist drizzle. Make it up through the 70s and 77 by noon. We're going to be topping off at 83 later on today. 20% chance for a stray shower or two, which is what computer models are indicating. Lots of clouds out there, some sunshine thrown in later on this afternoon. And again, one or two of those little showers that will be popping up. Yesterday, of course, some folks, right around noon, came down pretty good, lasted for a couple of minutes. That will be the situation again today, if indeed you get one of these showers, which are going to be very few and far between. And that'll be the situation again tomorrow as well as on Thursday. We stay very warm, very humid. Dew points remain well up into the 60s, and then they drop off like a rock as that next front works its way on through here. And that's going to be taking place just after we get off the air Friday morning. It's looking like 8 o'clock right now, and that's wind's going to be shifting around. You'll know when the wind shifts around, and temperatures really won't be going anywhere throughout the day on Friday. And then, boy, we go from one extreme to the other this week. More on that in a second. 77 degrees today at noon. Again, a shower is possible. One or two of them out there. Some sunshine, limited sunshine thrown on in. 83 for a high temperature. A shower or two. Same situation tomorrow. Same situation on Thursday. Then the front comes through Friday morning. 8 o'clock. If you walk outside, leave early for work and school on Friday morning, make sure you take a jacket with you. Unlike those days where you have to start with the jacket and then take it off, it's going to be the opposite. You have to put it on throughout the day because it's going to be very blustery. We'll only be about 70 on Friday, so it's not going to be cold, but temperatures will drop down. It's going to be a blustery night for football Friday night, and then down to 49 Saturday morning, mid-50s. That's it. Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Does it stay windy during the day, Saturday and Sunday?
It'll stay windy during the day on Saturday.
Saturday, all right. Yeah. So that's going to make it feel much cooler than it is.
Yes, indeed. And the gray skies.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Wintertime. Yeah,
Wonderful.
well, it'll feel like it.
That's right.
Wonderful.
Mike has a pumpkin squash recipe coming up a little later in the newscast for soup. 4:53, 67 degrees.
And coming up next, the first look at the delayed new season of The Crown. Plus, the composer of the Black Panther movie talks about making the music of Wakanda.
4:56, it's almost time to return to Wakanda, and the new season of The Crown is finally arriving on Netflix.
Really, is what's happening in Hollywood. Here's ABC's Jason Nathanson.
It's Wakanda Week. The Black Panther sequel hits theaters on Friday. Ludwig Göransson is back as composer. I talked to him about creating the song Lift Me Up with Rihanna.
Lift me up.
A song that comes at a very emotional time in the film.
It comes in the movie in a perfect space, but there's also threads of it throughout the whole score. There's some hints of it throughout the whole movie.
So listen for those when you see it. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever in theaters this weekend. Imelda Staunton says she was very emotional when she heard the news of the death of Queen Elizabeth II. Staunton plays the Queen in the upcoming season of The Crown, saying she was filming when the news broke.
I mean, I was sort of inconsolable that night, and then was trying to come to terms with why am I feeling so distraught. But of course, I've been living with her for 2.5 years, and so that was understandable in a way.
The Crown Season 5 hits Netflix tomorrow. In other TV news, Kelly Clarkson's daytime talk show has been renewed through 2025.
Thank you.
And the upcoming Season 5 of the ABC drama A Million Little Things will be the last. And happy birthday, Gordon Ramsay. The foul-mouthed celebrity chef is 56 today, while Oscar-nominated actress Alfre Woodard is 70. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
457, 68 degrees.
Our midterm election day coverage continues this morning with control of Congress on the line. Take a look at what some of the key candidates did overnight to get people out to vote today. And we're going to show you how you can get a free ride to the polls.
Doctor said he would never walk again. And now a 5-year-old San Antonio boy who was shot is recovering after being hit during a drive-by shooting. We get an update from his mom on how he's doing this morning.
And a quick look at the roads with TransGuide. Earlier, we didn't see any problems looking at I-35 at Loop 410. Looks good so far, but we'll be checking in with Steven Cavazos very soon.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Election Day in America. I'm ABC's Justin Finch with a look at candidates' closing arguments to voters and President Biden on a possible power shift here on Capitol Hill.
There's going to be 2 events in 2023, the Super Bowl and the Bowling for Uvalde World Weekend.
It was an event promised to be a celebrity soccer tournament and music festival for Uvalde. Why the families of the Robb Elementary victims are now turning their backs on this major fundraising effort.
And taking a live look there at the lunar eclipse happening right now. This is somewhere in Asia. You can kind of see the shadow right there.
And outside with live cam, hard to see the eclipse in progress. It's total right now, but we have almost total cloud cover in this shot. We'll talk to Mike in a moment. Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, November 8th.
Thanks for joining us today. Hope you had a good Monday, but it's been feeling a little like summer.
No doubt about that. We know changes are coming later this week, Mike Ostrich. Give us an election day forecast.
What you see is what you get. It's going to be cloudy, very warm, very humid. There may be some mist out there as well as a patch of fog if you're going to the polls early this morning when they do open up. Right now out there at the airport, 67 degrees, and that bottom number dew point is at 66. So lots of humidity, 97% humidity, although that bottom number is down. So it's not as oppressively humid as what it was yesterday. Remember, we had those dew points well up in the mid 70s yesterday, and that's what kept low temperatures up in the 70s. We're going to make it to 83 later on today. It'll look a lot like yesterday, where we're going to have a lot of clouds, maybe a shower at times, and then some sunshine thrown on in. The aquifer yesterday dropped down 1/2 foot, and the allergens, mold, and pigweed are both on the low side. If you're heading outside to look at the lunar eclipse, good luck, just because we got a lot of clouds hanging around here. I was trying to see it about a half hour, 45 minutes ago, and there he was a little bit, and all of a sudden clouds just kind of moved in and covered it up. Plus, we do have some fog to deal with, although New Braunfels has improved. Just 10 minutes ago, it was 1.5 mile visibility. Now it's back up to 5 miles. 6 Randolph, Port SA, some hints of fog here and there. And where there is fog, you could see just that little bit of mist. There's nothing showing up on radar this morning, unlike yesterday. Now, later on this afternoon, again, a couple of showers or so. So the lunar eclipse is going on right now, and the maximum is taking place at the moment, and that's going to last for about the next, say, the hour and 20 minutes. And then it will finally be ending by just about 7 o'clock this morning. And this is the last eclipse up until March of 2025. That's the last total lunar eclipse. There will be partial lunar eclipses, though. Warm, humid, some patchy fog. A hint of mist out there and 1 or 2 little spots here and there. Warm and humid, a shower or 2. That's going to be the situation not only today, but tomorrow as well as Thursday. Then Friday is the big change day. We're going to have a front move through in the morning. Steady temperatures will start off low 70s. Upper 60s, 70 in the afternoon. Windy, a couple of showers, and then the weekend, cloudy, cold, and windy. A few early morning showers on Saturday, but boy, it's going to be a great weekend out there. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic authorities, Stephen Cavazos, morning, sir. Anything big going on yet?
Well, happy Tuesday, Mike. Unfortunately, things aren't looking too happy out here off Loop 410 at Old Pearsall Road. You see those flashing lights out there. Just got a text update from our friends over at TransGuide. You can see that exit right there is blocked off near Old Pearsall Road. Traffic, though, still moving along just fine. Very early in the morning, but it does look like this is over on the southwest side, and that's really where we're seeing a small buildup as we take you a little bit further in. Now, right now, nothing's been labeled as far as a crash or any other incident, but we're just right now going to have that on our radar. Again, you can see that light buildup in the southbound lanes of 410 as you approach Old Pearsall. Keep in mind that exit is closed off as first responders are out there. We'll work to gather some information on that, but right now we hope everyone's just doing okay. Everywhere else, though, it's been pretty quiet as we start the new morning. Getting a look at those travel times, if you are planning to head to the Alamo City, that journey from Bernie on I-10 eastbound, 24 minutes at this hour, 28 minutes on 281 southbound. It's already picking up there just a bit, so just keep some precaution in those southbound lanes of 281, and 25 minutes on I-35 southbound if you're heading in from New Braunfels this early in the morning. But the problems only really appear to be right here along 410 on the southwest side of the Alamo City. We'll watch it closely and hopefully have a better update in the next few minutes. Mark, Steph?
Thank you, Stephen. A woman's boyfriend was stabbed several times overnight. This happened at an apartment complex just after midnight in 7900 block of West Military Drive near Shady Grove Drive. Now, officers tell us that the woman was hanging out with her ex-boyfriend when the new boyfriend showed up. So the ex tried to hide, but was eventually confronted by the new boyfriend. And that's when police say the ex stabbed the new guy in the back several times. Now, the victim was taken to the hospital. The ex-boyfriend, now suspect, ran away. So far, no arrests have been made.
The Texas governor's race between Governor Greg Abbott and Beto O'Rourke is the biggest race to watch today. The race also catching national attention.
Our Sarah Costa is live in the studio to break down the governor's race and the issues they are running on, along with what we need to continue, or with the counties we need to watch.
Good morning, Steph. Good morning, Mark. Yeah, definitely the biggest race we're going to watch here in Texas, also nationally. So O'Rourke and Abbott have been campaigning on these 5 major issues: immigration, the economy, healthcare, education, and gun safety. And we'll know who will be moving into the governor's mansion come January later on today. So Abbott has been critical of the record-setting number of unauthorized migrants who have crossed the border in the last year under President Biden's administration. O'Rourke has criticized Abbott's Operation Lone Star and the busing program that has sent thousands of migrants to cities outside of Texas like Washington, D.C., New York City, and Chicago. And gun reform, another big issue. O'Rourke says he wants to raise the age to buy AR-15 type weapons from 18 to 21 because that's what the families of victims from Uvalde have pushed for. Abbott has argued that a recent federal court ruling that found the state's minimum age for pistol purchases, 21, unconstitutional, and says it means that the state cannot pass a law to raise the age for semi-automatic rifles. Now, as election results start to come in, some areas of the state that will play key roles in deciding this race, like Texas suburban counties like Williamson and Hayes near Austin, are among the most interesting to watch on election night. Now, Abbott won both these counties back in 2014 and also won Williamson County again in 2018, but O'Rourke won both during his 2018 U.S. Senate race. Also, keep an eye on those border counties. These can also determine who wins this race. We'll start, of course, streaming our live coverage at 7 o'clock tonight on KSAT.com, and we'll have all these results on the Night Beat. Mark and Steph.
Thank you very much, Sarah. Nationwide today, people all over will be casting final ballots for state-level offices.
And as ABC's Justin Finch reports, there are several crucial races that will determine control of Congress.
Hours before Americans head to polls, Senate hopefuls delivering their final cases to voters.
This is the difference between right and wrong. You cannot trust Herschel Walker to tell the truth about
Georgia Senator Raphael Warnock in a close race against embattled Republican Herschel Walker.
And I'm running because I'm sick and tired of people not loving this country.
You have to start by dealing a humiliating rebuke to the radical left.
Former President Trump in Ohio rallying for Republican Senate nominee J.D. Vance. His opponent, Ohio Congressman Tim Ryan, on MSNBC saying momentum is swinging his way.
I had more people at my rally than Donald Trump did. Okay, this thing is going in the wrong direction for him and in the right direction for us.
Pennsylvania Democrat John Fetterman also getting a presidential push.
This is a guy who has been fighting for regular folks his whole life. He is who he says he is.
Fetterman's opponent, Republican Mehmet Oz, positioning himself as a moderate.
How many of you think Washington's getting it wrong? Yeah. And part of what I want to bring to Washington is balance.
Don't forget to vote.
President Biden arriving back at the White House Monday night following a campaign swing in Maryland, saying he's optimistic.
The Democrats win the House.
I think it's going to be tough, but I think we can. I think we'll win the Senate, and I think the House is tougher.
Given the high numbers of early ballots, some states are bracing for days of counting before they have final results. Justin Finch, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
This morning, the families of the Robb Elementary School shooting victims are turning their backs on a fundraising effort announced just about a month ago.
As Lee Waldman reports, they want their loved ones' names and faces to be kept far from the Bowling for Uvalde World Weekend event.
It was a larger-than-life announcement on October 13th.
There's going to be two events in 2023, the Super Bowl and the Bowling for Uvalde World Weekend. Trust me.
That now seems to be losing steam. When KSAT 12 News originally reported on the Bowling for Uvalde World Weekend event, it was promised to be a celebrity soccer tournament and music festival. Organizer Nathan Baller promised the money would go toward a state-of-the-art recreation and wellness center dedicated to the 21 victims.
You're going to have the Leila Salazar track. You're going to have the Eva Miralles conference room, the Jet Rivnos playground.
Now 20 of the 21 victims have sent this cease and desist letter asking Baller to, quote, not use the names and images of our loved ones to raise funds or for marketing purposes, unquote. It further states their families will not participate in his events moving forward. They're not alone. In a phone call on October 13th, Baller said he'd be working with Uvalde Volunteer Fire Department because of their 501c3 status. Patrick Williams, the president of the Volunteer Fire Department, says that's no longer happening. Additionally, the city of Uvalde issued a statement that read in part, quote, the city will no longer entertain Mr. Baller's efforts. In the event Mr. Baller presents a proposal through the Uvalde Forever Fund that is properly vetted, the city will support any such venture, unquote. As for the celebrity star power promised,
talking to Bad Bunny, we're talking to him, we're talking to Drake.
None of the artists he mentioned are listed on the Bowling for Uvalde website.
A press conference to announce more details for the event that's slated to happen in February was canceled on Sunday. I was in contact with Baller on Monday. He said he'd be happy to update us with more information soon, that it would be better to talk after the elections.
We'll tell you how Airbnb is changing how it shows its prices and fees.
A local 5-year-old continues to improve after surviving a shooting. Up next, doctors believed his spinal cord injury would rob him of the ability to walk. He is proving them wrong.
And taking a look outside with live cam this Tuesday morning, we're starting at 67 degrees. It's going to be another warm day. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. 5:15 this morning. A young 5-year-old victim of a local drive-by can stand on his own 2 feet, even run.
That's after doctors said he would never walk again. But a year later, Romeo Aguilar is doing what was impossible before after being hit in the spinal cord by gunfire in October of 2021. Now, his mom, Rosella, explains his road to recovery is promising. However, his journey is still far from over.
When we went trick-or-treating, his legs got tired and they just give out. They don't give him a signal, he just starts falling. So we use the wheelchair for them long outings that we have.
Now, Rosella tells us she has forgiven the people responsible for the shooting. San Antonio police say investigators are still looking for the suspects.
Little miracle right there.
Yeah.
5:16, 67 degrees on your election day.
And coming up next, how YouTube is giving its shorts new legs.
And TransGuide right now. We'll check back in with Stephen Cavazos coming up after this break.
You got 100 points.
Have you been moisturizing?
Just sunscreen.
That's 50 points.
With AARP rewards, anyone can earn points. Who's got 200 points?
You've got 200 points.
It's the free loyalty program that rewards you. They're ready for you.
That's 300 points.
And helps your money, health, and happiness live longer.
On these times, 200 points.
Start earning and redeeming points today.
Ready to shine from the inside out? Say yes to Nature's Bounty Advanced Gummies and Jelly Beans, the #1 brand for hair, skin, and nails, with 2 times more biotin to bring out more of your inner beauty. Get more with Nature's Bounty.
Treatments discovered at St. Jude help save kids with cancer worldwide. In the race to beat cancer, St. Jude won't stop. Neither will Adam.
Give thanks for the healthy kids in your life. Join us to make a difference that could last a lifetime.
You haven't heard yet, no Powerball winner yet. They haven't even drawn. A viewer just wrote me, said, Paul Riggs said, just announce my numbers, no delay is needed.
Oh, yeah.
You got it, Paul.
We'll do that.
We're going to talk traffic in 1 second, but first, actually weather in 1 second. Traffic is first.
Yes.
I'll work it out, Steve.
Yes, we do have an update on that crash you mentioned a little bit earlier. There were some flashing lights out at Loop 410. Let's see if we can get that shot at TransGuide and show you a much better scene out there, and you can take a look. Thankfully, that crash has cleared out. I spoke to our friends at TransGuide. The exit was closed for just a tad bit. First responders, though, thankfully worked pretty quickly to get that under control. And you can see traffic is moving along just fine over on the southwest side. That was reported right there along Loop 410 southbound at Old Pearsall Road. But now that we get that look, it looks just like things are moving along without any delays there in those southbound lanes. Just drive careful. Giving you a wide look at the map. Thankfully, nothing else to talk about this early in the morning, but you know I'm going to find something. So I-10 over on the east side of Bexar County, we have barrier movement that is taking place that began on Monday and will continue all the way up until Thursday, November 10th. So we have a few more nights to go of this. It begins at 8 in the evening and should wrap around 6 in the morning. So we may still see crews out there, but unfortunately, no TransGuide cameras. Keep in mind, single westbound lane closure, I should say, from FM 465 to Zoll Road. But you know where to find that information, ksat.com/traffic. But let's get a quick look around town, and things are looking pretty quiet so far, Mike.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Got to watch out for a little bit of mist on the roads, however. All right, the full moon is I keep saying it is a full moon. The lunar eclipse is still taking place as we speak. Here's a shot of it from our station over there in Roanoke, Virginia. And yeah, just absolutely beautiful. It had that orangey kind of reddish look to it because the sun's rays are kind of going around the earth, if you will. But the earth is right in between, smack dab in the middle between the sun and the moon. We've got a lot of clouds, which is why it's kind of tough to see out there. I was out about an hour ago and there's a little bit of it, and then all of a sudden the clouds kind of moved on in here. So if you are fortunate enough to see it before obviously the moon sets later on this morning. 5 miles visibility up in New Braunfels. So fog is not a huge deal, but just be on the lookout as it may get thicker at times. It has been sort of going back and forth with visibility. Randolph was fairly socked in about an hour and a half ago. Now it's 6 miles visibility. Same thing at Port SA, and there's not a heck of a lot. We've got some over there to the west of Uvalde and down around Victoria, and then also heading down 37. So again, a couple of patches here and there this morning, and there may be some mist associated with that. Got that 10% chance of mist, drizzle, just that kind of sort of stuff that we've had even around here yesterday. Although yesterday we did actually have a few showers in the morning. We don't have anything showing up on radar as of right now. Temperatures will stay in the pretty steady mid-upper 60s here in town, and then we make it up through the 70s, 77 at noon. There's the 20% chance for a stray shower today, like yesterday. 1 or 2 of them popping up here and there, raining, maybe a decent downpour, and then it's going to last about say 5 minutes. That'll be about it, which is what the computer model indicates. Lots of clouds this morning, and then by afternoon there's 1 or 2 showers trying to pop up around the area. That'll be the extent of it. Most of us won't see anything. A few more around tomorrow morning here and there, and that'll be the case in the afternoon with a couple of those showers as well. Temperatures, we go from summer to winter in the course of just a couple of days. Low to mid 80s the next few days, and then only mid 50s over the weekend. And low temperatures way above average by a good 20 degrees. And then we are going to be at or below average once we get into the weekend. It is going to be a fantastic weekend. Gray skies, kind of windy on Saturday, cold temperatures. Good day to hunker down inside. 77 degrees at noon, a shower or 2, and again, 1 or 2 of them out there, not many at all. 83 high temperature, so still well above normal. Tomorrow, same thing. Thursday, same thing. Then Friday, front comes on through here, And it is going to be windy. Temperatures will stay steady, drop a little bit during the day, and then really drop down. We'll be down to 49 Saturday, only 56 in the afternoon. If you happen to be around or plan to go to the Alamo Quarry Saturday afternoon or evening, you will see this lovely lady next to my right and I there welcoming Santa Claus, the man in red.
Yes, I was going to say, and this handsome gentleman.
You're kind
And Santa.
But wear a jacket.
Yes.
Yeah, there'll be another white-haired guy there with a bigger beard, so yeah, wearing red.
And a warm red coat,
yes,
right?
Indeed. So, but yeah, if you do head out this weekend, wear a jacket.
Yes, it's going to be exciting.
Great for it.
I know. So, usually, when this time comes around, it's actually humid out there and maybe a little warm, and so it will actually feel like Christmas time. So
yes, indeed.
We appreciate that.
Time right now, 5:25, 68 degrees.
Let's look at your winning lotto numbers. Pick 3, 5, 4, 3, Fireball 4, Daily 4, 8, 3, 8, 6, Fireball 8.
Cash 5 numbers 11, 18, 24, 27, 29. Texas 2-step 4, 9, 11, 30, and 13.
In today's Tech Bites, Airbnb will soon offer more transparent pricing. The company is refining its search to show the total price of a listing, including fees. But customers will have to opt in by turning on the option. The move follows an uptick in complaints about cleaning fees and other hidden charges. Next, YouTube has introduced Shorts on TV. The TikTok-style video feature allows users to view videos on their television. You need a newer model smart TV or gaming console or streaming device to use the feature. And finally, a record for the Call of Duty franchise. Modern Warfare 2 has crossed $1 billion in sales in just 10 days. It's the fastest any of the COD games have reached that mark in franchise history. The previous record was 15 days for Black Ops 2 back in 2012. And the last time I played Call of Duty on PC, I broke my keyboard. I guess I just lost control. Those are your Tech Bites.
Okay, time now, 5:29 and 68 degrees for now.
If you by chance don't really like plastic film in your cookie dough, we'll tell you more about a recall from Nestle and which products are affected.
And it's a day to get free donuts. We're going to show you how to get one for Election Day.
First thing we're going to do is make sure an economy that's strong.
A vote tomorrow is a vote to defend our democracy.
Whichever party wins gets control of the U.S. House today, what that means for the role of House Speaker.
And taking a look outside with a live cam, not feeling like November yet, but we are at 68 degrees and a little humid.
Good morning, it's Tuesday. It is November 8th. I actually saw a few breaks in the clouds out there, so maybe we get just a temporary look at the total lunar eclipse.
That would be nice.
There's a lot of clouds out there because I was just texting with a friend of mine and said, yeah, he ran inside to get the camera and then there were the clouds, and I had the same thing this morning. So maybe you can see it because it's in the middle of its total eclipse as of right now. And as you can see, though, off in the background, there are plenty of clouds out there as of right now. And temperatures are once again very mild, although lower than yesterday. Remember yesterday we were up in the low mid 70s at this time, and one of the reasons for that is we've got a little bit, I don't want to say drier air because we still have dew points well above 60, but we don't have as much moisture out there, so it's slightly more tolerable when you step outside. Winds primarily out of the east-southeast on the light side, and we've got some fog to deal with. Some up there just beyond New Braunfels. Visibility is 5 miles, 6 Randolph, Port SA. Not a lot of it, but enough just to kind of keep that in the back of your mind. You may turn the corner into low-lying area and run into some of that fog and perhaps a little bit of mist out there. Although nothing is showing up on radar. Like yesterday, we did have a couple of showers around this morning, but not anything right now. Anything that falls will be just a kind of mist out there. Mold and pigweed are both on the low side. Throughout the rest of today, still some mist around this morning, 77 at noon. Plenty of clouds, some sunshine, very similar to yesterday, where it'll go back and forth with sun and clouds at times, and 1 or 2 showers are going to be popping up out there. Most of us won't see anything. We'll still be very warm, 10 degrees above normal, 83. Take this forecast, pretty much cut and paste tomorrow. Cut and paste on Thursday, then Friday, big changes. Boy, if you like something that feels a whole lot like winter, wait till you see this weekend forecast. It's going to be fantastic. Break out the sweaters and the jackets. Details in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen, anything big going on yet?
Hey, don't forget the chili, Mike. Maybe it's a good weekend for that as well.
Yes, sir.
All right, there's my weekend plans, but we got to make it through the week. So let's take a look at what your Tuesday commute is shaping up to look like there at 35 at San Marcos. Thankfully, there's really not been a lot. We did have that one crash off of Loop 410 already cleared out, but we have a very interesting shot of the sky there at 37. But at Fair Avenue, just seeing some light traffic. Thankfully, nothing major is going on, but 410 at Fredericksburg, it's getting a little bit busier out there. So just be prepared. The commute will obviously get busy as the morning does get rolling. But right now, the map not really showing a whole lot out there. You can see that it's pretty green. Again, that crash was over near the southwest side, right along 410, and it looks like that's already cleared out. So better news to report out there for our friends that have to travel through 410. But let's get you to those travel times in other spots, because right now I'd say it's still pretty green from Seguin, 28 minutes on I-10 westbound. Keep in mind, there is some road work that continues to take place along that stretch of road. 33 minutes if you're traveling on 87 coming in from Lavernia. And for our friends down in Floresville, 27 minutes is what you can expect at this hour. But let's get you back under rotation here. 410 at Old Pearsall, where the traffic is moving along just fine. That's where that crash was reported. But right now, things have just been quiet, and I think that's the way we're going to like it. Guys.
Thank you, Stephen. New this morning, San Antonio police are looking for the one who got away, a woman's ex-boyfriend who they say is a suspect in the stabbing. The stabbing happened at an apartment complex on Military Drive, not far from Highway 151. Katrina Weber is there with a live report. And Katrina, we understand this involves a love triangle.
Well, that's what police tell us, that the man who they call the victim in this case, the one who was stabbed here, is the woman's new love interest. Now, police found him with stab wounds to his back when they answered the call just after midnight. They say they found out that this happened during a fight between those two men. Police say the woman was hanging out with her ex at the apartment when her new boyfriend showed up, and they believe that the ex stabbed him during the fight. Both men in their 20s. Now, the man who was stabbed was taken to a hospital by ambulance. The one they're calling the suspect took off, and police still have not found him yet. Reporting live on the west side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Katrina, thank you. On to Election Day. For the first time in more than 20 years, Bexar County will have a new county judge.
Voters will determine who will be replacing County Judge Nelson Wolff in today's election. Sarah Costa joins us live with what we need to know about the two candidates running. Good morning, Sarah.
Morning.
Good morning. This is definitely a big race to watch. Now, Nelson Wolff was appointed to the office in 2001, and since then, Wolff has remained in office, winning 5 consecutive terms. He announced his retirement back in October of 2021. His departure leaves some big shoes to fill. So the two candidates hoping to succeed him both have experience in local politics. Democrat Peter Sakai spent 26 years as a judge, overseeing the court system's budget and presiding over cases involving drugs, domestic violence, and family issues. Now, Sakai began his career in the Bexar County District Attorney's Office and then opened his own law practice. Republican Trish DeBerry is a former television journalist who then founded a multi-million-dollar marketing company before turning to politics. DeBerry managed Ed Garza's mayoral campaign in 2001 and ran for the city's top office in 2009, then losing to Julian Castro. She was elected to Bexar County Precinct 3 Commissioner, her first political office in 2020, but she stepped down just 1 year later when she announced her bid for the top county position. This definitely will be a race to watch. We'll have those results starting at 7 p.m. during our live stream on KSAT.com. Also, make sure to watch our Night Beat election coverage. Mark and Steph.
Sarah, thank you. Meanwhile, the party that wins control of the U.S. House of Representatives today will be able to pick the House Speaker.
As CNN's Amy Kiley reports, 2 people are likely vying for that role.
Control of the U.S. House is on the line today, and the winning party will have the power to pick the House Speaker.
If we win the majority, I'll run for Speaker.
Representative Kevin McCarthy of California is minority leader now. Here's what the Republican says he would do in the top job.
First thing we're going to do is make sure an economy that's strong. I think the first thing you'll see is a bill to control the border first. The first thing I'll ask the president not to call half the nation idiots.
Incumbent House Speaker Nancy Pelosi gave this message to voters last night.
A vote tomorrow is a vote to defend our democracy.
For the first time, she has opened up about the attack on her husband October 28th. She says she wasn't there when the intruder broke into their home because she was sleeping in Washington.
I hear the doorbell ring and think, it's 5-something, and I'm thinking my children, my grandchildren.
David DePape is charged with attempted murder for the attack. He has pleaded not guilty.
For me, this is really the hard part because Paul was not the target, and he's the one who's paying the price.
Asked if she'll retire if Democrats lose the House.
I have to say my decision will be affected about what happened the last week or two.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Back here at home, San Antonio Councilman Clayton Perry is being investigated for his possible role in a hit-and-run crash Sunday night near his Northside home. A report obtained by KSAT Investigates says an SAPD officer found the District 10 councilman lying in his backyard, injured and smelling of alcohol, after a witness to the crash followed the vehicle. Though the report redacts the suspect's name, date of birth, and address, law enforcement sources confirmed to KSAT 12 it was Perry. However, the SAPD officer left Perry's location without conducting a sobriety test or arresting him. We are told the case will not be investigated as a DWI.
And time now is 5:40 and 68 degrees for now.
If the way your cookie is crumbling is with plastic, we'll tell you about an important recall from Nestle that you need to know about.
And are you ready for a free donut this morning? How you can get one for Election Day next.
Outside with live cam, some folks disappointed this morning waking up early with the kiddos to get a look at the eclipse, but we've got way too many clouds in place here. You'll find some images online. I just posted one on my KSAT Facebook page from our sister station in Roanoke, Virginia. It's a beauty. Take a look.
And welcome back. It's 5:43 in your morning consumer headlines. Krispy Kreme is once again offering a sweet incentive to help get out the vote. It is giving away a free original glazed donut to all customers at its participating donut shops across the U.S. today. No purchase is necessary, and they won't be checking for proof that you voted. But the company hopes the freebie will remind people how important it is to take part in every election.
Nestle is recalling 3 batches of edible chocolate chip cookie dough tubs because they may contain soft plastic film. The batches were produced from August 1st to 3rd and distributed to retailers across the country. The tubs look like this. The company says there are no reports of any illnesses or injuries. People who bought the product should return them for a replacement or a refund.
Time now, 5:44 and 68 degrees for now.
Let's see how things are looking out there right now. Live at 410 and McCullough, no problems there. But what about the rest of town? Stephen Cavazos has an update coming up.
Time check is 5:46. Good morning. If you're just waking up and maybe you have to head out on the roads in the next few minutes, thankfully you are in luck. There is not a lot to talk about on the roadways. You can see 410 there at Ingram. Traffic's pretty light right now, but we are going to see it pick up in some of these TransGuide cameras, particularly around those usual busy spots like US 90. Check that out. But thankfully those east and westbound lanes aren't really plagued with problems, but you can see it is obviously getting busier. So just remember to drive safe this morning. We take you to our map, and again, it's the same story. It's just been pretty green out there throughout the morning. We did have at least one incident that was reported. That cleared out rather quickly, and you can see now it's just smooth sailing for the majority of San Antonio. But we're going to continue to keep a close eye on things. Let's get it back here on TransGuide 10 at Hackberry. Traffic is moving, but we'll continue to watch these roads closely. And as always, you make sure you do the same.
No Shave November rolls on, and wow, yesterday was a great day for fundraising.
Fantastic. Yes, we had some donors during GMSA. Patricia Ty, your donor. We had a few extra donations that rolled on in, and actually checked just a little while ago. We're now at over $4,000.
Fantastic.
$4,000, y'all. That's pretty good.
Yes, and we're still at the beginning of the month.
You know what's great is all of it goes back to our cancer research, treatment, and prevention, which is so important and obviously impacts a lot of people. I just received a letter this morning from a viewer who thanked us for our efforts, and so that's why we do it. Obviously, it's a friendly competition for us here at the station. We know Mike pulled in the lead yesterday, so but again, it's all for a great cause. Over $4,000 raised, and in fact, every one of our members, we have 15 guys that are participating this year, and each one of us has a different story, and our newsroom is not immune to this disease. But let's hear from our meteorologist, Justin Horn, who's also leading the efforts this year and tells us why he participates.
Hey there, everyone. Meteorologist Justin Horn here. I wanted to talk a little bit about why I'm participating in No Shave November. We've all been affected by cancer in some way. We've had family members My grandfather passed away from cancer. I have several cousins who have dealt with cancer. It's such a horrible thing, but we want to make sure that we raise money to find a cure, to figure this out, and to help people out. And that's the whole point behind No Shave November.
Bravo, Justin Horn.
Love that. Yes. So again, over $4,000 raised so far. And just don't forget, those donations, you can still donate. We have plenty of time. Just remember, ksat.com/no-shave. We'll get a QR code up a little bit later on in the newscast. But head over there and you can donate to any one of us guys. Team Gray Hair, Team Mark, or Team Whiskers over here. Hey, every whisker counts.
Every whisker
and
counts.
Every dollar is so appreciated. So thank you again.
You know, and the other thing too is because a lot of the different charities that we've picked, mine is one of the childhood, but to raise the awareness, because guys are not the ones that really pay attention to themselves as much. You know, I've interviewed many doctors in the past. They go, guys are like, nope, I'm fine.
We're
I'm
good.
right.
Yeah.
So this is to kind of be aware.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. So, all right.
Reminder.
Thank you very much for all the donations out there. Here is a pretty darn cute picture. Of course, yesterday was the big parade for the Astros, and you've got Dixie, Bailey, Stormy, and Penny. They are all posing with their little Astros best on there. I love it. I just noticed the little wristbands there.
Yeah, so cute.
Adorable dog. Thank you very much for that. All right, lunar eclipse is going on right now. You can only have a lunar eclipse when it's in its full moon phase, and it just so happens that the Earth is right smack in between the two of them. So what's happening is the moon goes around, and this would be looking down. If there's the North Pole right there, and we're looking down, there's the sun, and then it gets right behind it. Now, it's still kind of reddish out there because it's not like the Earth is big enough to block the entire sun. So some of that light gets around, and just like a sunset, nice reddish sunset or sunrise, and it filters out the blue light, so the red light gets past, and that's why you still see some of that reddish tinge to the moon back there. And then, of course, it will continue to work its way on. It's the last total lunar eclipse up until the next about 2.5 years, right in March of 2025. Problem out there right now, got a lot of clouds hanging around. A couple of folks texted me and said, yep, saw it. Got a camera, it was gone because of the cloud cover. Some fog as well. Port SA has definitely improved, and still some around Randolph, up around New Braunfels, heading up I-35, and perhaps a little bit of mist this morning. Just got that 10% chance in there for a little mist, drizzle. Nothing is showing up on radar right now. Just kind of keep it in the back of your mind if you see a couple little specks of something. And then 77 at noon, 83 high temperature today. Going to be a lot like yesterday. Clouds, sunshine at times, 1 or 2 showers out there. You can't rule it out, although most of us, the vast majority of us, will not see any rain, like was the case yesterday. But just that small chance of it in there. And that's going to be the situation tomorrow as well as on Thursday. Again, computer models are not really bullish as far as rain. 1 or 2 of those little showers moving on through the area by later on this afternoon. A lot of humidity, so if you get one of these showers, could come down pretty good very briefly, and that will pretty much be about it. All right, you want some cold temperatures. It has actually warmed up to 0 now in Cutbank, Montana. It was 2 below 0 just an hour ago, and it's a chunk of that cold air which that low is going to grab hold of and pull it down on top of us. We've had these Pacific fronts move on through here, but this one actually, these upper level wind lines are a little more coming out of Canada right there, so that colder air is going to seep down in here, and that's why we're going to see some of the coldest temperatures for afternoon high temperatures since way back in March around here. 77 degrees at noon today. A couple of showers, 1 or 2 of them maybe. Again, very small chance. Most of us won't see anything. 83 high temperature. Same thing tomorrow, same thing on Thursday. Front moves through Friday morning. It's going to be just about the middle portion of the morning commute, right around 8 o'clock, and it's going to be windy. Temperatures hold steady and then drop down. Look at that, 56. Windy conditions, cloudy skies over the weekend. Beautiful weekend. We'll be back.
Hey, good morning to you. Coming up here on GMA, our team coverage of the midterm elections. It is election day, so millions of folks are going to the polls. And with so much at stake, from control to Congress to governor's offices and local elections initiatives, we've got to break down the big races that could tip the balance of power. We're going to give you also the state of play in the battleground states. And then the state of emergency in Florida. I'm headed down because we've got another tropical threat. Well, it's subtropical right now, but likely will become a hurricane before making landfall Thursday in Florida. I'll be tracking that. And you'll see so much more coming up right here on GMA.
Mark your calendars. This weekend, there's a huge Veterans Fair happening downtown. Kicks off with a charity run at 8 o'clock. Then at Hemisphere, there will be music, food, vendors, and more. It's free and open to anyone and everyone. We have all the details on our website. Just click on the KSAT community section. Well, ahead in the next hour, GMSA, an argument between two men on the west side ends with one in the hospital, the other on the run. We'll tell you everything we know so far. And today's the big day. Several key races happening this election day. We're going to tell you everything you need to know before you head to the polls, which open in a matter of about an hour or so. TransGuide right now, we're expecting heavier traffic around those polling sites. We'll see if there are any accidents to talk about coming up very shortly. You're watching GMSA on this Election Day 2022. We'll be right back after this break. And a good morning to you. It is Tuesday, November 8th.
Thank you for starting your morning with us, and we're going to get to weather and traffic in just a few minutes. But first, it is Election Day.
Our Sarah Costa is staying on top of all the key races this morning. She joins us now live in the KSAT 12 newsroom. Good morning, Sarah.
Hey, good morning, Mark and staff. It's a big day. It's Election Day across America. Voters around the country are casting their final ballots for the state level offices and crucial races that will determine control of Congress. So right now, we want to get things started with a national look. Here's ABC's Justin Finch live from Washington.
Hey, sir. Hours before Americans head to polls, Senate hopefuls delivering their final cases to voters.
This is the difference between right and wrong. You cannot trust Herschel Walker to tell the truth about
Georgia Senator Raphael Warnock in a close race against embattled Republican Herschel Walker.
And I'm running because I'm sick and tired of people not loving this country.
You have to start by dealing a humiliating rebuke to the radical left.
Former President Trump in Ohio rallying for Republican Senate nominee J.D. Vance. His opponent, Ohio Congressman Tim Ryan on MSNBC saying momentum is swinging his way.
I had more people at my rally than Donald Trump did. Okay, this thing is going in the wrong direction for him and in the right direction for us.
Pennsylvania Democrat John Fetterman also getting a presidential push.
This is a guy who has been fighting for regular folks his whole life. He is who he says he is.
Fetterman's opponent, Republican Mehmet Oz, positioning himself as a moderate.
How many of you think Washington's getting it wrong? Yeah. And part of what I want to bring to Washington is balance.
Don't forget to vote.
President Biden arriving back at the White House Monday night following a campaign swing in Maryland, saying he's optimistic.
The Democrats win the House.
I think it's going to be tough, but I think we can. I think we'll win the Senate. I think the House is tougher.
Given the high numbers of early ballots, some states are bracing for days of counting before they have final results. Justin Finch, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
And here in San Antonio, it will be a big day as well. Polls open at 7 a.m. and close at 7 p.m. So Bexar County voters will have 302 election sites to choose from during the general, special, charter, and bond elections. Polling locations include schools, libraries, churches, city halls, and community centers. Via Metropolitan Transit is giving eligible voters a chance to get a free ride to the polling place today for Election Day. That's according to a news release. All the passenger needs to do is show their voter registration card to the driver to get a free ride to any polling place. The biggest races on the ballot include the governor's race between Governor Greg Abbott and Beto O'Rourke, Bexar County Judge Peter Sakai and Trish DeBerry, and Bexar County District Attorney between Joe Gonzalez and Mark LaHood. Also, check out our election night live stream and our Insider Watch Party. That's starting at 7 p.m. tonight. We'll have all the election results for you tonight on the Night Beat at 10. Now let's get a check of your Election Day forecast with Mike. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Sarah. And yeah, if you're heading out to the polls, we're not really going to have any problem out there. Perhaps a little bit of mist around this morning, but that shouldn't deter you at all. And we do have a lot of clouds, and that's why it's been kind of tough to see that lunar eclipse. Visibility, hints of fog, 7 miles at New Braunfels, 7 Burning Stage, 7 also in Castroville. Not real thick, but again, just be on the lookout for, especially in low-lying areas. Around Kerrville, slightly thicker up there. Cotulla, some fog. And then Victoria, it gets much thicker, 1.75, so 1 3/4 mile visibility. Allergens, mold, pigweed, both on the low side. Updated count's going to be coming out in about an hour, hour and a half. And throughout the rest of today, we're going to make it up to 77. Mostly cloudy skies today at noon. Again, here just the chance for a little bit of mist out there. And then later on this afternoon, it's going to be a lot like yesterday, where we'll have some sunshine thrown in, at times a little bit more, but then a lot of clouds and a shower or two, just one or two of them. Again, like yesterday, where there were a few of them that moved on through, didn't last all that long. So that'll be the situation today. 83 for a high temperature, 10 degrees above normal, still on the humid side. Same thing tomorrow, same thing Thursday. Friday, big changes. Going to need a coat and a sweater for the weekend. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen, good morning. What's going on?
Well, it's been a pretty easy morning so far, Mike. Tranquil Tuesday, I'd like to call it. But 410 at McCullough, let's get a look. Commute's obviously going to get a little bit busier now that we have inched into that busy time. We all know it as morning rush. But again, no need to rush out. Things have been pretty much smooth throughout the morning at 410 north at Ingram. There at 281 at San Pedro. Just remember to watch out for that curve there. I tend to see some issues that pop up when drivers aren't taking it easy. But US 90 at Medeo Creek, we know that that's another busy spot out there. You can check it out as traffic comes at us right from Couples. But things aren't really slowing down just yet. We're not seeing any orange or buildup right here on the map. Just some of those active road closures, which I'll mention a little bit later. But the commute right now just nice. If you have to take advantage of these empty roadways, good for you. Grab a cup of coffee. That may be the only line that you encounter this early in the morning. But let's check those travel times. If your destination is going to be the downtown area here in the Alamo City, pretty pleasant. I-37 northbound. If you're traveling in this early, 28 minutes is what you can expect. It's the usual drive time with 30 minutes on US 90 eastbound if you're traveling in from Castroville. And that arrival from Lytle, just 16 minutes right now. So things look normal, and we love to say that. But let's get a shot there of the sky there. 37 at Houston, there at Fair Avenue. We'll have those updates on road closures coming up in the next few minutes. Mark, Steph.
Thank you, Stephen. A man is in the hospital this morning after an argument turned violent. It happened just after midnight on West Military Drive near Marbuck Road. That's on the city's west side. And that's where police say two men began fighting when one of them pulled out a knife and stabbed the other in the back several times. The victim is in the hospital. His condition is not clear at this time. That suspect still on the run.
Well, found lying in his backyard with a cut on his head and smelling of booze. Now a San Antonio City councilman being investigated for his role in a suspected hit and run.
Now we broke this story on KSAT.com, and Garrett Behringer has a story.
We have this redacted police report detailing a crash at Redland Road and Jones-Malzberger Road on Sunday night. While the report blacks out the name of the suspect and their address, law enforcement sources confirmed to KSAT that District 10 Councilman Clayton Perry is believed to have been the one behind the wheel. Now, the Northside councilman is the lone conservative on the dais, known for his focus on city basics like infrastructure and, coincidentally, police. I'll take you through the report. According to the SAPD report, at about 9:10 on Sunday night, a Jeep took a turn too wide and smashed head-on into another car, causing major damage. The Jeep left the scene, but a witness followed it. When the officer checked the location, he found the Jeep still running and parked where it had hit the garage. He heard moaning from the backyard, where he found Perry lying on the ground with a cut on his head. The officer wrote Perry was slow to answer questions, unsteady on his feet, and confused about events of the evening. When he asked Perry questions, the councilman refused to answer or gave vague answers. The officer said he smelled an odor consistent with alcohol coming from Perry, and said he was not driving the Jeep that night. Based on what he knew at the time, the officer said he left without further action, meaning he did not test Perry's sobriety or arrest him. He talked later, though, with a witness on the phone who described an older white man getting out of the driver's door wearing similar clothes to what the officer had seen Perry wearing. The officer decided Perry had fled the scene of that crash and listed the offense as failure to stop and give information, Class B misdemeanor. But because they can't prove he was intoxicated behind the wheel, the case will not be a DWI. Now, we made numerous attempts to further confirm Perry's suspected role in the crash, but city staff stonewalled us, referring us back to San Antonio police, who, after providing us with the report, did not answer follow-up questions that we emailed them. Perry's office has not responded to our request for comment from the councilman. Now, however, when a reporter visited Perry's home last night, a half-mile from the crash scene, he saw a slightly dented garage door. And Perry's Instagram page shows him in a black Jeep Wrangler, like the one described in the report. For Good Morning San Antonio, I'm Garrett Behringer.
Well, it appears the newly slimmed down Twitter may have some trouble containing misinformation. A voting rights group called Common Cause says Twitter appears to be reacting slowly to bogus tweets. Owner Elon Musk laid off about half of Twitter's workforce last week, days before the midterm election.
Airbnb will soon offer more transparent pricing. The company is refining its search to show the total price of a listing, including fees. However, customers will have to opt in by turning on the option. The move follows an uptick in complaints about cleaning fees and other hidden charges.
Time right now, 6:08, 68 degrees.
And a woman is in the hospital this morning after she was run over by a train just north of downtown. She is recovering, but she's in bad shape. We're going to tell you more about it coming up a little later on GMSA.
And we still don't know if anyone won the record-breaking Powerball jackpot because there's been no drawing. We'll talk to you about the very latest on why there was such a big delay that continues right now.
And let's look outside with live cam. A little cloudy out there, makes it a little difficult to see that eclipse. 68 degrees for now. We'll be right back.